And we're back. We're live. How you doing, everybody? It's Bruce here. July the 18th. Jennifer and I have returned to Canada. We're here for the big show tonight. I hope you're doing all right. Great to have you rejoin us. Um, we're happy to be back, but we're not happy to be back.
I hope you're doing all
Gotta
right.
tell you, where we were in Zermatt, Switzerland, and Zurich was pretty darn nice. And to come back here, it's okay. But I'll tell you, what a fantastic trip. The last week, Jennifer Jr. joined us, and we had a wonderful time with her, and really got to show her a bit of Zurich and then Zermatt. And we worked our way home yesterday. I'll tell you, we got up at about 7 in the morning and finished the last of our packing. And then we went downstairs for our last breakfast at our resort hotel in Zermatt. And don't mind me, I've got something stuck here under my chair. And we had our wonderful last breakfast at the resort, and then worked our way to checking out and over to the train station. And the train was supposed to leave at about 10:37, and it left exactly 10:37. Swiss efficiency. And we ended up at the airport in Zurich, the main train station downtown, and then the train continues on to the airport terminus, which is right under the terminal building at the airport. And got there right on time, just around 2:30, and we you take an elevator up to the terminal building, and you're inside an airport. And no cabs, no Ubers, no where the hell is the airport nonsense from downtown train station to the no, it's right to the airport. Absolutely incredible. Once we were in there, we wanted to work our check-in, and with Jennifer, we needed help because she needs wheelchair assistance. And am I glad we got this done? I'll tell you, because we had no idea. Jen and I and Jen Jr., we had no idea the amount of distance that we were about to travel inside this airport. I had no clue. We must have walked. I think Jen Jr. and I, we would have walked a good half mile for the entire distance that we took. Jennifer, thankfully, was in a wheelchair, and a Swiss Air person was pushing her, and a second Swiss Air person was directing us where to go. And we are so grateful to those people, because we had no idea where to go, and we had no idea what the ordeal was to get to our gate. We had to go through passport control, of course, security, a second passport control to our gate, got us on the plane, took real good care of us. And I was very grateful for the whole thing. Coming to Calgary, landing here, we landed around 9:30 in the evening, having left Zurich at 6:30 in the evening. So we only lost 3 hours of daylight, and it was still daylight when we landed in Calgary. And there was a wheelchair waiting for us there with an individual. And same thing, they took us right down to the immigration area where you have to show off your passports. Whipped through there, no problem, and then over to baggage. Waited with us for our baggage, and then we cleared through customs, and right to our vehicles outside the airport, just outside the gate doors. And we were on our way. And so went very well in that regard. It was a long day, 20 hours of traveling, but we made it alive and well. We got about 6 hours of sleep last night, and I've done my shows on my other channel. Now I'm doing my shows here, and Monday will have been done. And right now it's 6:05 in Calgary. It's 2 in the morning in Switzerland, and I'm with you. So welcome to the big show from Calgary, as now Jen and I begin to readjust our clocks 8 hours this direction. So it's nice to see you here. I've got a little bit of cruise news for you. I will fill you in on that. Say hi to everybody, of course. In the meantime, Ken Correct is here. Hi, Bruce and Jen from, I believe, Saginaw, Michigan. Yes, indeed. The temperature 87 degrees, and we paid $4.56 a gallon for gas today. We were number 3 thumbs ups today. Thank you, everybody. If you're able to give us a thumbs up, please do give us a thumbs up as soon as you can. Tell us what number you are so I can keep track of how it's going. If you're watching on the rerun, and many of you do watch this show on a rerun, hit the thumbs up button right now and add momentum to this show and this channel. I thank you all so very much. Nathan the Man is here. Number 4, mid 80s today in Asheville with afternoon and evening storms. Gas around $4.29 a gallon. Paid $3.98 in what's that? Pigeon Forge, Tennessee last weekend. I bet Canada's happy that Bruce is back. Here in Calgary, they say that gas is about $1.80 a liter Canadian. And you need about 3.7 liters approximately to get a US gallon, sort of. And so you're talking about $7 Canadian for a US gallon. Americanize that, and we're talking about maybe 5 something a gallon, something like that. Jeannie Lavinghouse is in the house. Hello again, Bruce, and all TWBers. Bill and Jeannie are here for the big show. Currently 80 degrees on our back porch. And thank you so much, both of you, for being here from East Tennessee. Tom Henry is here. How you doing, buddy? Hello, Bruce. I never got a notification on the 7 p.m. show, which frustrates me to no end because I can't stand it when it doesn't happen. Karen is here. Hi, Karen. Welcome back to North America. Mid-80s, Killdeer, Illinois. Gas $4.84 a gallon. Enjoyed your videos very much. Thumbs up, number 5. We have more videos coming. More coming. Larry Finkel, Larry from Sun City, Arizona is here. How you doing, buddy? It's only 108. That's actually cool. Sailing on the Emerald Princess August 25th on a British Isle cruise. Fantastic. You know, in the UK today, it was 104 in some areas of the UK. So you're going to be a bit cooler. I don't know about how much. That's amazing. Gonzo Cruisers here, 79 degrees and rainy here in New Hampshire, Paris. Gonzo, disregard Paris. Darn autocorrect. New Hampshire. Gonzo paid $3.85 a gallon yesterday. Oh, that's getting cheaper. Sylvia's in the house. Hi, Sylvia. Saying hi to Tom Henry too. Larry, gas just under $5 a gallon in Sun City right now. Tom Henry, hello there, Sylvia. Louise is here. So sounds like you are back in Canada. Welcome back. We are Patrick Bagnall. How you doing, Patrick? 100 degrees in Denver, Colorado. $4.59 a gallon for gas. Sylvia, Tom Henry, where are you and Cindy at now? He says, spared no expense on that set. Laugh out loud. You're looking a little bit purple. I got my purple shirt on today. Sylvia, Bruce, did you collect all of your luggage? Many people are getting that luggage lost at the airports. Thankfully, Jennifer and I, we only check in 2 bags, 2 big bags, and we have 2 carry-ons. And the carry-ons are designed with bathroom stuff in mind in case, you know, everything gets lost. But we had no trouble. We only had 2 flights on the entire vacation. We flew from Calgary on May the 13th, 12th or 13th. We flew from Calgary via Air Canada to London in Heathrow. And no problem with the bags whatsoever, which I was really relieved at. And then we did train rides after that. We had a Eurail pass on my phone, a mobile pass, 15 days unlimited rail travel in a 60-day time frame. We only used 13 of the 15 days, by the way. First class rail travel all the way, and you take your own bags with you. And so the bags are on wheels, and so we would just roll them up, and I would just get Jen to get onto the train, find seats, and I would carry the bags in. And many a time, either passengers that were there would help out, just seeing how many bags we had, but staff, the rail staff would also kick in, no problem at all. If you needed help, they were there for you. We flew home yesterday. That was the only other flight, 2 flights. We flew home yesterday, Zurich to Calgary, nonstop. And we checked our bags in, goodbye. And then we just had our carry-ons. And with Jen Jr. and Jennifer and myself, And the staff, we had no problem taking care of the baggage. Worked out very well, thankfully. Bullcraft Max is in the house. Hey, Bruce, it has been a while. Hope you've been good and all is well. We are happy. We're back, but it was kind of nice over there. Sylvia, Tom Henry, she's laughing out loud. Sylvia, we're at home in Richmond right now. The air conditioning is leaking, and we have the company coming tomorrow for estimating a replacement. Oh no. Ms. M, hello, Bruce and all. Nice to have a live show again. Hope everyone is well. Kirk Brunson's YouTube and Facebook channel. He is here. Hey, Bruce and TW family. Kirk from the Big Apple is here. Sylvia, Tom Henry. I'm in the middle of paying my new gas pack, heat and air. My heat went out in November. Tom Henry, hi there. Cruising Kirk. Ms. M, I'm thumbs up number 20. Sylvia, I'm number 12. Larry Finkel from Sun City, I'm thumbs up number 10. Kirk Brunson's, hey Tom, a cruise is next week, Tuesday, so looking forward to it. Ann Rogers, hi Bruce, I am thumbs up number 23 for you. Ann and Brent from Ancaster, Ontario. Welcome, guys, to the show. Benway is here. Thank you for your work. Thank you, Benway. Tim Bowman, here for the big show. Gas in Seattle can be up to $5.30 a gallon. It's also sunny in mid-70s Fahrenheit. Unbelievable. Donnell, hi again, Bruce, and all TWB fans. You'll sleep well tonight, Bruce. I'm 27 thumbs up right now. Thank you, my friend. It's 107 here in Cork. And hello, Tom. Pierre Germain, do we still need a test to board a ship in Barcelona, Spain this September? I don't know if you need a test, but I think you need to be vaccinated. I'm not sure about the test, though. Louise, I usually do not shop Monday evenings due to your shows and cooking for Jerry. How about that? Tom Henry, hi there, Donnell. Larry Blake, I am thumbs up number 34. Ann Rogers, gas, 170 a liter for us. Sylvia, Tom Henry, then my water pipe has been giving me trouble. My water bill in June, $544. July, $700. I think I've got it fixed now on a 12-month payment plan. Yikes. Traveling Hawk, I'm 38 thumbs up, saying hello from Houston, Texas. It's 93 here now at 7:09. And Rogers gas is 170 a liter. Nikki Singleton, greetings from Jacksonville, Florida, 84 degrees here, 75% humidity. Thank you, Nikki, for being here again. Tom Henry, yikes, Sylvia, toilet running. Hi, Nikki from Tom. And Nikki, hi, Tom. Sylvia, Tom Henry, no running toilet. A slit in one of the pipes. I will send you the photos. Larry, the vlogs on your trip were very interesting. Beautiful scenery. We have more coming. We've got some video coming that is just spectacular. Oscar, hey, Bruce from LA. Any updated on Carnival Cruise in Australia? Do we need to wear a mask inside the ship? And Diane Schroeder, hi, Bruce. So glad you're not in the desert right now, but I heard you're coming back. It's only 110 right now, and it's a cool day. Welcome. Thank you, Diane, for being here today. Great to see you from beautiful Palm Desert, California. And look, who else is here today? Debbie Emanuel. Hello, Bruce. And TWB family. Miss Emanuel, how are you? So nice to see you today. Welcome from California, Chico, California, as a matter of fact. Nick Lamb says, hi, Nick. How you doing? To answer Oscar's question, I don't know, Oscar, if you need to wear masks on board Carnival ships in Australia. But what I did hear, I believe a ship came into Australia coming back from a cruise, and over 100 passengers have tested positive for the virus. So that is a concern. Something tells me maybe you have to have a mask on board. I'm not sure. Tom Henry saying, hi there, Debbie. Kate, greetings from Naples, Florida, number 40, thumbs up. Welcome back home. Debbie Emanuel, hi there, Thomas. Hope you are doing well. And it's fantastic that all of you could make it and pop in to see us. I'm glad you're here. Thank you all so much for visiting with us tonight. From wherever you are, it's fantastic that you're all able to see us from around the world. Let us know what thumbs up number you are. If you could, please give us a thumbs up. Let me know what the price of gas is where you are. How's it going out there? Terry Gallant, gas is $191.6 a liter in French Lake, New Brunswick, with the Canadian dollar tanking. I'm too tired to do the conversion to US gallon. It was 33 degrees today. Evening is cooling off quick. Interesting news from the CDC, and that's where we're going to start our cruise news today. The CDC late this afternoon has announced that they are removing the requirements of cruise lines to have to report and adhere to CDC guidelines regarding COVID on board their cruise ships. The CDC is basically saying to the cruise lines, you can do it yourselves. You know what you need to do. Take care of your passengers. Keep them healthy. We don't need to be involved in your minute-to-minute decisions on what you're going to do. But as I just said a few minutes ago, Australia, one of the cruise ships came back. I think it was a Princess Cruise, which is owned by Carnival. 100 plus cases of the virus. It's still out there. I mean, the virus has not gone away. If you think it has, think again. Unfortunately, because we as mankind, as a species, we didn't all get vaccinated. Not that we could have all gotten vaccinated, I guess. The virus has found hosts to keep alive, stay alive, and stay relevant, and keep regurgitating itself into a new variant. And the variants are all over the world in all kinds of different formats. And we're going to be dealing with this virus for the rest of our lives. It will not be stamped out. We will not be able to eliminate it. I just can't see how that's going to happen. The cruise lines, of course, would like to not do anything. They don't want to have to be the ones who have to tell passengers you can't come on our ship, or you have to do this, you have to do that. They would rather just leave it, wide open, and you take care of yourselves when you get home. That kind of thing, because it now seems to be that most people who get a vaccination shot, or 2 or 3 or hopefully 4, if they do get the virus, the virus is a very mild and weak cold or flu. Well, it all depends on, of course, how healthy are you as an individual? Do you have underlying conditions? And on and on and on go all the warnings out there. So I don't know. We'll see what happens here with all of this. Pardon me, I'm just going to block this user if I can make this person go away. Anyway, cruise lines are going to want to not talk about the virus and really discourage anyone. And so it won't surprise me. I read this afternoon that Carnival with Princess in North America, they are now talking about allowing up to 10% of the passengers that are coming on the cruise ships to be non-vaccinated. That's another wrinkle. So now the question is, will passengers cancel cruises if they find out that there could be fellow cruisers on board that aren't even vaccinated against the virus? This is the next question. Now, I'm kind of half expecting the other cruise lines to follow in behind Carnival, but I don't know. The cruise lines are desperate to get their ships filled up. They want to get up to 100% capacity as soon as humanly possible. They want to get those cruise credits out of the way from everybody who had cruise credits the last 2 years. They want just cash paying customers on board these cruise ships because they have got billions, at least 100 billion in debt they got to knock off with their bankers, and they want to get on with it. So with higher interest rates coming right now and higher inflation costs for everything else, the cruise lines are up against it to try to rake in enough cash to not lose money. And so if they can attract cruisers that are unvaccinated to help fill out the ship, they're going to do it. And that only makes sense to me. That's how they're gonna think about it. Anyway, that's all I know. Anne Rogers, second cruise ship with another 100 COVID cases in Australia, Pacific Explorer. Sylvia, Debbie, Manuel, hi there. How are you doing? Terry, spammer alert, got to get rid of Naked HD. Louise, Bruce, did you manage to stay healthy with Jen the whole time? Yes, all 10 weeks. No issues whatsoever. We had a little bit of a cold for a couple of days, sniffy, runny nose. We had been tested and we were negative, and then a couple of days later we were fine. It just been fine. The whole 10 weeks, no problem. Tom Henry just sent the photos to you. Tom, Princess announced that they're allowing up to 10% unvaccinated on its cruises. I sense a larger number of more sick on those ships. It's going to be interesting. Amicus, how's Jen coming along with her post-hip surgery? She has not had any surgery at this time. surgery is coming up. We don't know yet when, but we are going to get it done through like a private clinic. We're now investigating where we're going to get it done and when we're going to get it done. We have a number of options on the table, and then we'll take it from there. Tom, Henry, Sylvia, phone or messenger. Louise, you may not have a science degree, but you do know what is going on. Sylvia, I was going on a cruise in August, but changed my mind. I'm now going next April with nautical nurse Nancy and Sharon at Sea Group Cruises. Tom Henry, it's on your phone. Debbie Manuel, hi Sylvia. It's just been sweltering in heat temperatures, plus 100 degrees every day for what seems like an entire month. This summertime girl cannot wait for winter temps, hoping life is going well with you. Amicus, I see. Yes. Jen does need a hip operation. There's no doubt about that, but we cannot wait upwards of 2 to 3 years for the Alberta health system to catch up with everybody. Jennifer is already in great discomfort as it is. We're not going to get it any worse, and we're not going to take this any longer. So we'll get her into a private clinic, hopefully in the next 30 to 60 days, and we'll get her looked after. Terry Gallant, non-vaccinated, the risk lies on them. We know from Omicron that no matter your status, you can get it and spread it. The only outcome is how sick you can get if you're unvaccinated. Debbie, Sylvia, sounds like going to be a great cruise for you. Tom Henry, our next cruise, August 21. NCL Sky just got back from a back-to-back to Bermuda, July the 8th. Nice stuff. Really nice stuff. More news for you. Holland America, the Westerdam cruise ship having propulsion issues. Apparently, Azapod problems. The ship cannot get to cruising speed. It has been reduced as to how quick it can go. The first cruise that was affected by this issue was an Alaska cruise where they had to cancel Ketchikan and Victoria. Now, Victoria is interesting because that's a Canadian cruise destination. And under the way cruises work, if you leave Seattle, which the Westerdam does, you're going up to Alaska for a week. You've got to stop in Canada on the way up or on the way back before you come back to Seattle. And what they're doing is they are coming into Victoria. They will still arrive in Victoria, but they will basically dock the ship for 1 hour on the port, thereby making sure that all passengers on the ship will have entered Canada and left Canada, because everyone's been pre-cleared by Canada immigration already before you even get on the ship in Seattle. And so it's official. The ship will dock, the ropes will be brought out. She'll be tied down to Canadian soil for an hour, and then the ship will leave and go back to Seattle and finish her cruise. And she will have adhered to what we call the Jones Act. And so Westerdam is offering a $100 credit to all passengers for the loss of the 2 cruise ports, plus full credits for any of the shore excursions that were pre-ordered and paid for. That'll be fully refunded. So that's news out of Holland America. This Azapod thing is such a common occurrence now. It is becoming not even a big story anymore. It's just surprising that maybe more ships aren't affected by it, because it is a common ailment of Carnival ships are having these problems. Holland America ships, Norwegian ships are definitely having these problems. Some of the Royal Caribbean ships have been having these problems. Azapod issues left, right, and center. So there you go. Now, other news that I have for you today, it concerns Royal Caribbean. The Royal Caribbean Cruise Line owns Celebrity Cruises, and they also own Silver Seas. I'm just thinking of something else. They also own Silver Seas Cruise Line. I think they also own Azamara. Anyway, it was announced yesterday, today, that Royal Caribbean has made a deal with the German Export Bank to basically agree to acquire the cruise ship known as the Endeavour. Now, this cruise ship was operated and was built in 2021 and was acquired by Crystal Cruise Lines. But Crystal was part of the Genting group of cruise lines. Genting had the Genting Dream and the Genting World ships in Hong Kong. They went under. Their entire casinos and resorts, and with Crystal, they all went bankrupt. So all of Crystal's ships were in effect arrested, quote unquote, arrested until they could be sold off. And the Endeavour was apparently in, I think, in Argentina, southern South America, when it was arrested. And the ship was eventually sailed to Gibraltar. And the ship now has been sold by its owners, which is the German Export Bank. They're the ones with the big loan on it. They have sold it to Royal Caribbean. So it's going to become part of the Silver Sea Cruise Line. It's a $275 million acquisition, but the acquisition is a sweetheart deal for Royal Caribbean. Royal Caribbean doesn't have $275 million they can throw at this ship. They don't have $50. They have enough dough to refurbish the ship in Silver Sea colors, livery. So they're going to do all the logos, the menus, anywhere there's a Crystal logo will be removed, and it'll be Silver Sea. This ship will be Silver Sea. It's going to be called the Silver Endeavour, and the buy price $275 million with nothing down, no principal payments for 2 years, just interest. And something tells me the interest rate is a kick-ass cheap rate, because the German government, through the Export Bank, wanted to get this ship off of its books. Unfortunately for the German Export Bank, the likelihood is that the loan that was on this ship could have been as much as 600 or 700 million. And they're only going to get 275 back, and it's going to take 15 years to get it. But the wager by the German bank is Royal Caribbean will be around 15 years to pay it. So that's the gamble. And so that's the story of the Endeavour, now going to be known as the Silver Endeavour. It will start sailing as a Silver Sea cruise ship this November. And it was also announced that all passengers that had booked a cruise on the Endeavour under the Crystal brand name, all deposits will be honored by Royal Caribbean. So if you're a Crystal Cruise customer, you sent 10 grand to Crystal for a cruise on the Endeavour, your 10 grand will be applied to a cruise on that ship by Silver Sea, which is owned by Royal Caribbean. So that is the news today that really broke out about this. This is a good thing because it gets a ship out of out of the gray area where it's just being docked somewhere, and there's a minimal staff on board to keep everything running. Now the ship has a real purpose. It's going to be refurbished in Silver Sea colors, and staff will be brought on board, trained. It'll be Royal Caribbeanized over the next 6 months, 3 months, whatever it is, and the ship will be up and running by the end of the year. So way to go. That's a ship saved from scrapping because it's a brand new ship. There's no need for this to be scrapped. Built in 2021. This thing's brand spanking new. Built and delivered in 2021. The question is still about is it the World Dream cruise ship, the big one that's in the shipyard in Germany? No takers for that one. And I've got to imagine that I'm guessing that ship has been financed by the German government as well. not uncommon for governments to do this with shipyards in their countries to engage all this employment and all of this work. But now this ship, I think, is $1 billion, maybe 1.2 billion. And who's going to take it and for how much? I can imagine the German government would be willing to take a pretty good offer for this thing if you're worthy of the credit. But Royal Caribbean does not need a mega ship of that caliber and convert it into their brand, which will probably run them 100 million they haven't got, and then try to sell it out. Now, obviously, Carnival hasn't stepped up. Neither has Norwegian. Neither has MSC. So far, no one is stepping up. Now, maybe it is that this ship is caught inside bankruptcy proceedings, and it's going to take a while longer for all the legals to be ironed out before the German government can now actually try to sell this thing through the receiver. Again, I'm just throwing my hands up, going, I don't know. We'll see what's going to happen. What I'm curious about going forward, though, is this CDC news we got today regarding the fact that the CDC is no longer going to monitor COVID outbreaks or COVID anything with regards to the cruise lines. If the cruise lines are now left to their own devices, I can imagine that the word COVID will disappear from cruise line itinerary news, updates, anything. They're going to want to open up their cruise ships to anyone who wants to show up and just come on board and enjoy yourself. And I'm really curious to see what will this latest strain of the COVID virus, what kind of havoc are we going to have on the industry, and how many people are going to get ill, and will we even know about it? Because who's going to report it? Who do you trust? Do you trust the cruise lines to be straight with you and I as to what's really going on? They don't tell us when they have engine problems unless we find out about it. You got to wonder how this is all gonna go. I don't know. Anyway, there's the deal as far as I know as to what's going on. Now, let me just gonna double check here. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Ms. M, Maple Ridge gas, $1.90 a liter, getting a bit better, but Kelowna last week, $2.09 a liter. That's about $7.50 gallon in Canadian dollars for a U.S. gallon. Tim Bowman, the Western Dam has been fixed. It reached 22 knots, headed back to North Alaska. Wayne, Ann Rogers, we are in the Celebrity Equinox, Western Caribbean, August 7 to 13. Terry Gallant, hi, Uncle Bruce. Do you remember when a ship's maximum speed made it that a 7-night cruise was limited to 3 port stops? Oh, the good old days. Oh, yes. Tom, Debbie, we upgraded to an owner's suite on the Sky, forward-facing with a hot tub in the balcony. I can't wait for this. Tim Bowman, they only anchored the Western Dam in Victoria for an hour and used a tender to deliver documents to the officials ashore. Very interesting. Nick, when do you think cruise ships come back to New Zealand? Bruce, I don't know. If they're still showing 100 cases on board a Princess ship coming to Australia, I don't see New Zealand letting anybody in. I just don't. Tim, we're sailing on the Western Dam to Australia, October 2022. Kirk Brunson, Tom, I was hoping Carnival would have offered an upgrade for my balcony, but no luck. Terry Gallant, it is not the Jones Act. It is the PVSA, Passenger Vessel Services Act, that affects cruise ships with regards to foreign stops. The Jones Act applies to commercial shipping. Thank you, Terry, for that. Keith, looking forward to many cruises I have coming up. Sailing to Bermuda on the Norwegian Pearl next Friday. Sailing on the Disney Wish in September 12th and doing a 14-day Greenland cruise on the Carnival Legend August 2023. Keith, go, man, go. That sounds awesome. Topper X 18X, Carol from Ottawa, welcome back. Bruce, thumbs up number 54. Thank you, everybody, for these thumbs ups. We have got right now 56 of them, and keep them coming. We'd love to hit 100 today. Thank you so much. Everybody, please hit the thumbs up button. Let me know what number you are. Sea Lake Journeys. Hello, we are new to this channel. How's everybody? What is the topic? We talk about it all here. Tom Henry, understand that World Ship did not have environmental controls to meet most country restrictions. It was built for China, and that's the main problem. And I guess there's no Chinese based cruise line that's going to take it. We're talking maybe going to the scrap heap. I don't know. Stephen Butler, I lost track of time around late. I tuned in late. Number 55. It is hot in the Northwest Arkansas, and it will be for the next 10 days. I think your Swiss tour was cooler. It certainly was. Tim Bowman, we are doing a loop around New Zealand in November on the Westerdam. Debbie Thomas, make sure you post pics of that suite. It sounds so exciting. It sure does. It sure sounds awesome. Really cool. Yeah, we did it all on this European trip. We stayed in interesting hotels. The worst hotel we had was probably in Zurich, which surprised me to say the least. We were at one hotel that was the worst, and then the best hotel. Interestingly, we had several that met that category actually, but the most interesting of the hotels, and I have to say 5 stars, was the Amrath Hotel in Amsterdam. This building became a hotel 16 years ago. And prior to that, way back when, 100 years ago, this Amrath building was actually an office building for cruise companies that were specialists in transporting goods. So these were transportation companies that operated ocean liners, freight liners around the world back in the 1900s to about the 1930s or 40s. And the building was a headquarters for 7 of the largest shipping companies in the Netherlands. They built this building together as a collaborative effort, and they had their offices in this building, and the building was converted to a hotel 16 years ago, 2006. And it is an absolute museum. This building is a museum to these 7 companies. Fascinating. We really enjoyed that building. But we were we were able to get a super deal at the Ritz-Carlton in Vienna. We got a super good deal at the Ritz-Carlton in Vienna. I guess the 5-6 days we wanted to be there, we just caught a good rate, a good Canadian rate. Although I have to admit, the steam room for the men didn't work the entire 5 days we were there, and I was really disappointed. And the one thing I needed, and I couldn't use it, I was really disappointed in that. Again, a 5-star hotel, you just don't expect services like that not to be operating, but they didn't. They dropped the ball, unfortunately. Then in Zermatt, we had 2 fantastic hotels, absolute fantastic hotels, and they did not disappoint whatsoever. So we were very lucky, and we were very pleased with how it all worked out. Let's see what else is going on here. Thank you. Pete Hoskins is here. Hey, Pete. Hi, Bruce and all. It's 14 Celsius and cold in Sydney. Believe you read about the 2 ships into Sydney recently with COVID. Only low numbers, 100-ish, but media is making a big deal how bad it is. Cheers. Interesting, sir. Stephen Butler, my wife was surprised and impressed by how long a journey you all took. Yeah, we did a 10-week holiday from mid-May to mid-July, and a lot of planning and a lot of figuring on how it all came out. We really enjoyed it. We are already talking about returning to Europe someday, probably, I would hope next year, but this has to be after Jennifer is repaired. We have to get Jennifer a hip operation and probably a knee operation, and then recovery time. So at least a year and maybe longer. We'll see. Would love to go back to some of the places we've been to, spend more time and enjoy it very much. But yeah, it was a holiday that's been held up for 2 years with COVID, and it was great to get in. The rail pass was the secret weapon that made it work well. The rail pass really paid off for us with the convenience and the cost savings, and the schedule was ours to make. It was fantastic. We made the schedule. We made it work for us. We would pick our departure time from many, many departure times that we could choose from, a number of connections and all that stuff. It really, really worked out, and we really, really enjoyed it. I'm so glad we did that. I would highly recommend that if you ever get the chance to go to Europe. You're going to be in Europe a month or so or longer, you want to take a look at one of these Euro passes. Well worth the money. We traveled first class all the way. The German trains are great. The UK trains are fantastic. Swiss trains, unbelievable. World class, absolutely stunning. And the maintenance that they use in Switzerland is really something. The absolute perfection that they demand from their public transportation system is evident. The taxpayers, they pay more. Not that there's heavy income tax in Switzerland. I mean, we know it's a kind of this tax-free stuff, but it's expensive to be in Switzerland, and the government does make a lot of money from certain taxes and fees, but they put it into infrastructure. It is definitely visible. There is no hiding it. It's incredible. Look who's here. Moon Man Moo is here, and thumbs up number 60. Thank you so much, my friend, for popping in from my other channel. It's nice to have you here, and I'm glad you could pop in and throw a thumbs up our way. It is much, much appreciated. Germany, the same thing, by the way. The German infrastructure. There's no question that tax money is being spent there, and it's spent wisely, being spent on top-notch infrastructure, rail stations, rail train, like trains, the actual trains, the rails themselves, the entire system, the highways. They've got their act together over there. Stephen, you and Jen have given us food for thought for our travel plans for the next few years here and abroad. There you go. We enjoyed Vienna very much too. We were in Old Town Vienna, which is what I would highly recommend you do. Don't stay at an airport near the hotel near the airport. Get into downtown Old Town Vienna. Going for evening walks is just phenomenal, or first thing in the morning walks. Go for a walk from your hotel to a coffee shop that was established in 1867. Pretty cool stuff that you don't see in your hometown. A service, phenomenal quality of the food, the beverages, and the cleanliness of the city is exceptional. It's really worth your time to go to Vienna. We have to go back, Jen and I. We have got to go back when Jen is able to walk. We have seen 1% of what we had to see. Really, we have so much to catch up on. Of course, if you're in Munich, or if you're going to go to Berlin or Hamburg, highly recommend those cities. Well worth your time. Amsterdam, always a good time. That was our first time there. Our daughter loves that town, and I can see why. Because as a 34-year-old, I would have loved Amsterdam too. It was pretty neat place. Even at age 66, we enjoyed it as well. Louise, Via Rail Canada took me to my Holland America cruise and back. The seats may not have been comfy, but I was treated well. I plan to do it again. I would love your advice. Maybe I will see you on the ship. Yeah, Via Rail, they used to be coast to coast in Canada. Now Via Rail only services really Eastern Canada. In the West, there is some train travel, but it's done by private companies, not by Via Rail anymore. So it's rather expensive out here. Kirk, looking at the weather during my 8-day cruise, very windy and some rain, San Juan, St. Thomas, Turks and Caicos. But it's a warm rain. That's the difference, my friend. It's a warm rain. Not a cold, bitter rain, but a warm rain. So it might be all right. You might be okay there, Kirk. You don't need to worry about wearing a suit and tie out there. Put on a t-shirt and get some flops on and get on a bathing suit and enjoy yourself, buddy. Hopefully you'll have a really, really good time. Yes, someday Jen and I would like to be on a cruise ship again, but we've got to get Jen repaired for her deteriorating hip and her knee as well. And so this is going to be repair time now and recovery time, and then we'll figure out what we do next. We'll keep you posted. When we know more, you'll know more, and we'll kind of take it from there. No problem. Folks, thank you so much for all of your loyalty to this channel from around the world. I know these shows, many of you watch me on reruns, and I thank you. Please hit the thumbs up if you're doing this, watching on rerun, by the way. Thank you, all of you, for your support from around the world of this channel. Really appreciate it. We love to travel. There are new videos coming out later this week and next week, so keep your eyes open for those as we bring out the last of our videos from our European trip. We got a big review video coming and some spectacular footage from Switzerland yet to be done. So keep an eye on that, and we'll keep you posted. I'll see you here next week, 7 o'clock, for the sponsor member show. For sponsor members of this channel, please become one if you'd like to. 8 o'clock for the big show right here. And hopefully you can get together with us and pop by to see us. That would be terrific. Tom, call Dr. Rudy Wells to FixGen. Bionics, there you go, right there. We can rebuild her. There you go. Okay, guys, stay healthy for me and stay well. Thanks again for all of the thumbs ups. We have 67 thumbs ups that have come in just on the live show. Something tells me that the rerunners out there, you'll hit those thumbs ups and get us over 100. I thank you very much if you can please do that. Join us again next Monday for 2 live shows, 7 and 8 o'clock, and keep your eyes open for a new video or 2 coming up very soon. Glad you're home. Bye for now. Thank you, Jeannie, so much. All of you for your best wishes. Kind regards from Jen and I from Calgary, Alberta. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.